In our co-requisite college level class, you have probably already been exposed to the fact that the three most important forms of a number for us are going to be fractions, decimals, and percents. And it's going to be crucial to your success in that class to be able to move between the three forms of those numbers smoothly and almost without thought. A fraction is just a division problem, numerator divided by denominator. Now remember, we get to use calculators in this class. In fact, you're expected to use a calculator in this class. So when you do the division problem, top divided by bottom, if it doesn't work out even, you'll get a decimal. Some decimals are short, some decimals are long. We, generally speaking, will round our decimals to 3 decimal places. Every once in a while we'll go to 4, but those times are for particular instances, and I'll let you know when those are. So, for changing a fraction to a decimal, go on your calculator and treat it just like a division problem. For example, if I wanted to do 6 divided by 13, and then I see what the answer is, my only job is to say, well, I don't want to write all that down. I just want 3 decimal places, so I want to round to thousandths place. So I follow my rounding rules I learned earlier. Keep the 0.46. 1 is in thousandths place. I check next door. That's 5 or above. So when I write my final answer down, I'm going to round it to 0.462. If I want to convert between a decimal and a percent, most people recall that you have to move your decimal 2 places, but they tend to forget whether you move it to the right or to the left. If you put the 2 words in alphabetical order, D comes before P. So decimals, if I listed them, would be on the left. Percents would be on the right. Figure out what form you're starting with and what direction you have to move to get to the other form to recall the direction. 0.392 is a decimal. That means it's here. If I want to convert it to a percent, to go from decimal to percent, I'd have to move to the right. That means in my number, my decimal point needs to move 2 places to the right. So if I do that, the decimal's between the 9 and the 2, and if I'm using a percent, don't forget your percent sign. If my number is 46.8%, I have a percent. I want to convert to a decimal, which means I need to move to the left. That tells me in my number, my decimal point needs to move to the left, and it's always 2 places. So if I move it to the left, my decimal point is going to come in front of the 4, and I don't use my percent sign. If you need to go from fraction to percent, well, it takes 2 steps. First, you have to convert your fraction to a decimal, so follow the rules we did before. You want to do numerator divided by denominator on your calculator, and then you see your answer. After you see your answer, you want to round that answer off to 3 decimal places. So 0.36 is going to stay. The 3 that's in thousandths place has a 6 after it, so that 3 is going to raise to a 4. So 0.364 is your decimal. If I want to go from decimal to percent, that means I need to go right. So that means my decimal point has to move 2 places to the right, 2 places to the right, and my percent answer becomes 36.4.